Hi guys, MJ here and welcome back to New Gen News. President Cyril Ramaphosa says South Africa will now classify gender-based violence and femicide as a crisis that must be urgently addressed amid looming nationwide protests by the advocacy group Women for Change, which is demanding the issue be declared a national disaster. Ramaphosa made the remarks on Thursday on the sidelines of receiving the declaration from the G20 Social Summit in Boksburg. He affirmed that the declaration will proceed with or without the United States, insisting that South Africa will not agree to be bullied by anyone. We will have a declaration. The talks are going extremely well. I am confident that we are moving towards the declaration, and they are now just dotting the I's and crossing the T's, he said. Asked whether the G20 summit would continue without the US government, he did not hesitate. Well, without the United States, the whole process of the G20 is moving forward. We will not be bullied. We will not agree to be bullied, Ramaphosa said. He emphasized that progressive deliberations at the summit had strengthened calls for greater political commitment to advancing young people's access to opportunities. It has called for the health and well-being of women and children to be prioritized and for greater representation of women in all facets of society. Gone should be the days when women are relegated to the back of everything that happens in society. We should actually be saying this is the century of women, he said. Ramaphosa added that women must take their rightful place in shaping global affairs. As South Africa, we have lent our support to the Global Leaders Network for women's, children's, and adolescents' health. As the Global Leaders Network, we are deeply concerned by the effects of the withdrawal of overseas development assistance on initiatives supporting health services, delivery, and health systems in many parts of the world. He said the network is committed to mobilizing global health financing to ensure the most vulnerable are not further deprived of their rights to care. We cannot build societies rooted in equality unless those societies uphold the rights of women and girls. Sustainable societies are those that recognize the value and economic contribution of women and compensate them for it. No society can thrive for as long as gender-based violence and femicide continue to deny women their agency. The violence perpetrated by men against women in many countries erodes the social fabric of nations, he said. Ramaphosa noted that the crisis imposes a heavy burden that constrains development and weakens inclusive growth. Men and boys are critical partners in transforming harmful norms and advancing gender justice. They must be actively involved in challenging inherited attitudes, power imbalances, and social structures that normalize violence and silence survivors. He acknowledged South Africa's ongoing struggle with gender-based violence, saying women are crying out for stronger action. They need protection, support, and assistance from their government and from the men of South Africa. It is for this reason that we have said, in recognizing the plight of our women, we are now going to classify gender-based violence and femicide as a crisis that needs to be addressed. Ramaphosa said all social partners have agreed that extraordinary and concerted action is required to end the crisis. The collective perspectives expressed at this summit will enable governments and decision makers to better understand people's lived experiences, what works, what doesn't, and what must change. Ramaphosa's remarks come as Operation Dujula and other civic groups announce plans to protest during the G20 summit. Movement leaders and Ildabula said the action would be peaceful and within the law, aimed at highlighting issues such as poverty and unemployment. Women for Change is planning a nationwide shutdown on November 21st, the day before the summit, to protest gender-based violence and call for it to be declared a national disaster. Meanwhile, the police said they were ready. Anyway, that's all from me at this hour, guys. Please make sure to join the standstill or any activities taking place in your community against GBV today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Cheers.